Hello, everybody. Welcome again. The Blacksmith and the Tech Guy podcast. We appreciate you're here. We appreciate you're watching. We've got a whole list of stuff to go through today. So my name's Will. I am a certified blacksmithing instructor with Havana, level 1 instructor. I teach blacksmithing and create stuff for people out of metal and different types of metal. I also, make stuff. So this is Tab, the tech guy.
Tab, the tech guy. I do tech stuff and I make metal music. No, not really. Sometimes I try.
It's been a long time for me. Yeah. Thanks for being here today. If you're watching a segment of the video, if you're watching the whole thing, feel free to give us a comment. Feel free to give us a like or a dislike. Feel free to reach out to us and see what you like, what you don't like. If you'd like something for us to go through that's not in the program, we'd love to hear about that as well, because we're always open to suggestions.
Yep. Or if you ever like to virtually be on the show, let us know.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll set it up.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff today. Basically, the premise of the show is we kind of go around the table of stuff that interests us through the week. We go through things like music, politics, stuff that happens in the trades, gaming, music, all kinds of good stuff. So music and music. Go through anything that interests us. So that being said, we're going to get started, I think.
Yeah, let's roll.
All right. So I think today...
What do you want to do first?
No, let's get into gaming. We've got a whole bunch of news that came into gaming. Okay, so
let's start with... you want to just... Which one? What would you like to start with?
Let's start, I don't know. You said you hadn't been to Borderlands yet. Borderlands 4.
I have not seen Borderlands 4 yet. Let's take a look.
For those that didn't know, Borderlands 4 dropped a trailer today.
It's today or 2 days ago?
A couple of days ago. It got kind of mixed reviews. I've seen it. Tab, the tech guy, has not. I have a couple of opinions on it, but I'm going to hold what I have to say till the end unless I see something new.
To be fair, I loved the original. I loved Borderlands. I loved Borderlands 2.
No, I loved 1 and 2. Both amazing games. I loved them.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
Borderlands 3 was not my favorite.
And that little spin-off game was, it was a gimmick, and it was okay, but it wasn't.
A lot of people, liked it, but I didn't like the direction that they were going because it felt like they were following suit with everybody else when it came to the, just basically bowing down instead of doing instead of sticking to their original narrative,
right?
Which was like funny over the top. It's like we're,
it was a mix of humor with dark.
Yeah,
right.
We lost a good chunk of that.
Yeah,
I felt like in 3. So
it became a comedy
wasn't
game
my favorite
instead of, a balance.
Yeah, I love 1 and 2. So I mean,
absolutely.
I put a lot of time into those games.
I'm right there with you.
All right.
So with nothing else, let's take a look and see what they got for us. Borderlands 4.
What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer?
Okay.
Of brutes. A rule-breaking, loot-taking, running and gunning natural disaster. You are, in a word, mayhem. I take that personally.
Cinematics look good.
Yeah.
Looks fun.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
Be advised, a citywide curfew has been enacted. Violators will be shot on sight.
Yeah. That looked pretty cool. I like that.
Okay.
There's a little bit more. They kind of go through.
There's the shooting sequence.
Shooting sequence looks stiff to me. See that?
That looked all right. Well, I think that's a super slow character, right?
Maybe.
Yeah,
That
for
looks
sure.
so slow.
It does look like it slows down a little.
I think that was really retarded. Sorry. But this portion of it, it does not look like it fits. There's something broken. Watch it running up.
Okay, I do like cats.
It
looks slow.
Yeah.
Do they have is there a gameplay? Legit
There
gameplay
is.
from it?
Yeah. If you, there was one where the
Borderlands 4.
gameplay preview.
Gameplay. Let's just see
Yeah,
if
they did
anybody's got anything cool on this gameplay deep dive.
No, you just want the gameplay overview. There's a couple of things I didn't necessarily like that they talked about with Randy Pitchford, I think is the owner's name. He did a live stream with playing some of the games with one of the characters. He played a mission.
Here we go.
So, one of the things that I really didn't necessarily like was that you can mix and match the companies now that make the gun.
Okay. Okay.
And that character, dude, I swear. What? Go back.
Pigface?
Yeah, Pigface. It looks like what's his name from Transvestite from Transylvania.
You know what it actually reminds me of?
What is his name?
Let's look at
Big old chin.
Hangover.
Chow from Hangover. Okay. Okay. I can see it a little bit, but it looks like, what's his name?
Oh, God. That was really loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta help me here. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
The
main dude.
I can't remember his name. It's
the actor. You're the actor guy. I can never remember names of actors.
Tim Curry.
One helps me.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. It looks like Tim Curry.
It does a little bit, yeah.
I just don't like it. Don't like the design of the lady.
Well, that's pretty cool right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't like it.
That looks weird. The running.
Yeah.
I want to see. Where's my mouse going?
They added a lot of good, bad, or indifferent. They kind of looks like they ate Destiny's lunch a little bit with the mounts and that kind of stuff. That character right there reminds me a lot of Destiny's characters that they have.
Oh, here we are. What was that?
There was
There's loot, everybody.
Yeah. One thing they talked about
play the
on the live stream, they said they are really redoing drop rates. So legendaries are actually going to be legendaries again, where they're going to be extremely rare to find. Where
it looks very floaty, man.
Yeah. Okay. So they're talking about the guns. Yeah, that's what it does. There's
this looks floaty to me.
They do. All the characters have like a glide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, Destiny's kind of like that. I don't love that. I like very snappy gunplay, like Call of Duty.
Unless you have a character like that, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like Call of Duty doesn't really have any characters, right? I guess so. That's probably why it's okay. But
and I guess that's kind of weird too. I don't know.
It we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. I mean, I
might play it.
There's some of the maps I saw that reminded me of like Black Ops 2 maps. Like, I'm serious. Like, that's how bad they looked. This doesn't look horrible here. I think it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks fine.
I
mean, it's not. Borderlands has never looked good. It's always been like their thing, right? Like, that's obviously not Borderlands.
No.
There's some crazy stuff I'm talking about here. What the heck that is?
Yeah, there was just some in that ice area
Okay.
when they do that ice area mission. There were some of the parts I looked and I was like, oh gosh, man, that looks really bad.
Well, I thought for a second that they were actually showing stuff from older Borderlands.
Yeah.
And I just got like a glimpse for a sec. But
well, that's
anyway.
kind of what they said. They wanted to kind of go back to the older, darker side of
like that?
Borderlands. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll get more information as it comes out. I mean, what do you think about the overall trailer? Excited, not excited?
I think it's fine. I think it looks like, gosh, if I had just played 1 and 2, I would be excited.
Watching the trailer, 1 to 10, what is your excitement to play the game by watching the trailer?
Like
I think that's a
5.
Right. I was going to say 6. Right.
Yeah, like a 5.
Yeah. We're on the same boat. I think that's a fair way to rate a trailer,
Yeah.
because that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to get you hyped to buy the game.
Yeah.
And if, I don't think it did it. And you can't expect everybody to sit there and watch a live stream to kind of get the gist of it. Like, you need to get it across. You need to tell a story,
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay up to date on that.
Stay up to date on that.
I do love Borderlands, but we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. Let's see. We got some other news. Looks like GTA 6 launch date as of today was pushed back about 6 months. And they made a statement about that. And I don't think they had it in exact, other than general boilerplate, like we need more time to make it.
It was like a news release. I saw it.
Yeah, it was kind of a typical
GTA 6.
typical boilerplate.
Oh, let's see.
Customer service, mumbo jumbo.
Rockstar talks GTA 6.
Yeah.
I actually thought...
which I don't mind. I actually respect developers.
Here we are. This is what I read.
Gotcha.
From Rockstar.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll let you do it.
Okay, this is not even the same one.
Okay. Well, basically what it was they said that they needed another 6 months or so with the game estimated.
Here we are.
Because there we go.
GTA 6 has been delayed until May 26, 2026. So a little more than a year. And a huge blow to gamers around the world. After a long, long wait, Rockstar has announced GTA 6 will be released in May 2026 and said it's very sorry that this is later than expected. Still, rumors and speculation continue to swirl as fans eagerly await further updates on the most anticipated game in history. The only official content we've had from Rockstar Games itself is the first and so far only trailer for GTA 6 in December 2023. Wow, that's crazy. Do you know why? I mean, I'd be guessing here, but I do think that they probably. I had heard originally that they had gone pretty DEI, on a lot of the stuff, and looking at nobody cares.
Right.
Grand Theft, like it's Grand Theft Auto.
Right. You can put it in there, but make fun of it. Make fun of everything.
Exactly.
All right. That's what people want.
Yes. Don't make a social stand.
Right.
In a game where you're picking up hookers and then smacking them on the head and taking your money back.
Right.
I'm just going to say it's not really a good plan.
Right.
So
hopefully they're changing story elements around, if that's the case, if that's what they thought.
And even if it's all that's not real.
Maybe it's not. But maybe it's just that the game didn't play clean enough, or they wanted to have more content released and on launch, which either way, whatever the real answer is, either of those are acceptable to me.
And I could say that I'm sure that they have an online facet to this that they're going to be launching, and that took a long time to get going in 5. So they might really be that's a big endeavor. So that could be what is pushing it back as well. So I can't wait.
Yeah,
I love Grand Theft Auto. So
we'll see.
Who doesn't?
Just because I'm cautious about the stories and stuff that came out, I'm not going to do. I don't pre-order games anymore.
I don't do that either.
I'm going to wait till somebody buys it, and then they'll hear it. I know you use Steam quite a bit, so you can just refund it. But I don't have Steam. I've got a console, so I let other
Sony
people.
Will refund you.
Will they?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. With a Concord.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well. So anyway, I wait to see what the general vibe is on the game, and once there's a little news out on the game, and then I'm not a day one person anymore. I'll wait a couple of weeks. But Rockstar has yet to let us down. I can honestly say, Vice City wasn't the greatest for me.
Gosh, I liked it though, man. Yeah. You get to have your own. That was the first time you got to have your own apartment, right?
Right.
That was pretty cool. I liked that. But San Andreas was
the best. San Andreas was awesome. And then GTA 5 was awesome too. I love both of those.
4 was all right for me.
Yeah.
4 was my least favorite.
Yeah.
But 5, I loved 5. You probably didn't even play 4.
Huh. Which one was that? What was the story? Who was the character?
It was, I can't remember his name. It was in New York or Chicago. Gosh, I can't remember.
I thought I played them all, but
I played 20 hours of it, and I was like, I hate it.
Yeah.
It felt clunky to me. It didn't feel the same.
Well, hopefully they learn their lesson and we won't have that issue, right?
But, that was too
long time ago.
You know what? To tell you the truth, when I did play it again, it was good.
Yeah.
But that was probably a year after.
If I did play it, I can't remember it. That's how good it was. I mean, I got to say, I really like the original too. So, but
dude,
but
so
San
good.
Andreas is number one for me when it comes to that. And then I got to say
And then
GTA
5
5 is probably number 2.
Love it,
Yeah. And the single player in both those were amazing.
Yeah, they were.
Yep.
But the online component with the dude, it was so great.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they did a good job.
All right.
All right.
So
we got a review of a game that came out. We can do that, or we can talk about WoW self-deleting itself from the internet.
Okay, so there's 2 ways to think about this. First, we'll play it.
Okay.
Because we'll talk about it.
So what are we doing in 11.1.7?
A whole bunch of fun stuff, but one of the features that
That's the game director. Just in case nobody knows, this dude's the game director. Okay.
we're extra
There's a lot of stuff that they've done recently that I like.
Okay.
excited about
This
is a new UI
fine.
option that we're adding called Rotation Assist, which is really designed to help players who are maybe picking up a new spec or want some guidance.
So now I don't know if people remember this or not, but I think it was Kata. Gosh, I can't even remember. When they came in with the little sparkly buttons, right? Like, oh, it's a good idea to hit this button next, right? Okay,
right.
No big deal there. And there is add-ons that are required for most players if you're going to raid top level, right?
That does the thinking for you.
Do this, that are assisting in your rotation. You still have to be able to, it's still hard, but they've made the game continuously harder since Kata, like on purpose.
Kata, you got to say,
the skill,
people don't know. People aren't WoW-tards.
Well, you know what? They're probably not going to care about this if they don't know what Kata is.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're if they really open the skill gap, so it's to do high-end content, mythic content, you have to be very good at the game.
Oh yeah.
And the problem is this isn't a game that's balanced enough to be very good at it, right? Like stuff happens all the time that isn't very good, right? It's not balanced perfectly. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a game to be as difficult as it is, and not have, like, it's not League.
I get it. They painted themselves into a corner by,
really what they need to do is make this game a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Right? Make the rotations a little less difficult because you don't have to provide hard content. Look at Elden Ring. You don't have to provide hard content through rotation.
I don't think so.
Final Fantasy is another good example of that.
They painted themselves into a corner. They've branded themselves and they've developed and cultivated an audience that wants and loves hard content.
It's a very small portion, though.
Yeah, but those are the people that are pushing
vocal minority.
That's maybe.
It is.
I don't. Where's the other people pushing back saying the game's too hard? I don't see it.
Well, these two guys that are sitting here.
On what abilities they should be using when, without having to turn on
these two dudes right here. They're both pushing. They're both hard content pushers, right? So they have their ear. But I think that
really designed
with season 2 that just launched, Mythic got easier, and we've seen a big push in people doing Mythic, and a player base that's been sticking around.
Yeah.
Since the War Within started, that didn't happen last time. So we can see by reducing player pain,
right,
and making it so that you have to play the mechanic properly, and not button mash 14 buttons. Like you could have a 6-button rotation, a 5-button, 4-button rotation. If the mechanics are difficult and timed right, it can still be a hard game, and the skill cap to activate the rotations doesn't have to be insane, right? You don't need a 46-button rotation. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
I'm fine with that. Man of Warrior, so like they shit on us constantly, so it doesn't really matter.
They're going to have to go either way. Either they're going to have to do something like this and kind of reduce rotations, which is going to have its own pitfalls, or they're going to have to make fights easier. And either way, I think they're going to make people mad.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is so rotation assist, right?
Yeah.
You should do this next. You should do this next. You should do this, and then there's also going to be a 1-button rotation. So it's 1 button, and you just click it on the global cooldown, and it'll cast.
If you're listening to this and falling asleep, I mean, not knowing what we're talking about, game rotations is basically you have your attacks laid out, and certain characters can get really complicated, 10, 15 buttons. So you have to click 1 button at a time at the right moment to make sure you maximize your damage output.
Which sounds relatively easy, but you have to know what's proccing. So basically what's happening to your character, what state your character's in.
Right.
When certain buttons need to be activated, you have to manage your energy levels and things, whatever it may be, magic or whatever. And then those buttons have to also be managed with that, along with abilities that are happening, passive abilities that are happening. So, and you have a priority list. When this pops, you hit that unless this is happening and that's happening.
It's a lot to absorb in real time.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And especially when you're trying to dodge things and, communicate with other people and talk. And it is hard, for sure. having the one button thing, I do like that what they're doing is he's like, well, we want to do this for accessibility reasons. People who cannot click this and do that, they can still get into raid. However, this will come at a 0.03 second debuff.
Right.
So you get that added in your cooldown.
Right.
Which Asmongold did a little thing on that, which I didn't, I don't think I have.
That's all right. Doesn't matter so much. We just,
here.
I don't,
He went like this. Player base, right?
Okay.
There's the button.
Okay.
Okay, this is what the button will do DPS-wise.
Okay.
Right.
And then if you're good, it'll make you better.
These are the people, right, who cannot, who are going to have to use the button.
Right.
These are the people who aren't going to use the button.
Right.
So it's like you're going to be required to use the button. If you're in a guild and you're raiding and you can't get here, you're going to be required to use that single button here.
Well,
which is what they were trying to get away from, was your raid leader telling you you have to do these things.
Right. And then they ingrained it into the game.
Then they made it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. WoW's dying. It's been dying.
It is not dying. I don't know what you're talking about. It's huge.
We'll
see what happens after this.
Yeah, right. We'll see.
To help players who are maybe picking up a new spec or want some guidance on what abilities they should be using when, without having to turn to third-party add-ons for it. So we've seen that there's an add-on called Hekili that is very popular with a lot of players. We're basically
Hekili has about 60 million downloads on CurseForge. Just
building in a very similar version of that into the base UI that you can opt into. That will, no matter what DPS spec you're playing, highlight the recommended next ability given your current energy, what's going on around you, and so forth. One extra thing that we're also going to do, which maybe goes a bit beyond what the add-ons can do, is also have a one-button version of that, where there'll be like a keybind that if you just want almost an auto rotation, you can opt into that, and it will just automatically cast the next recommended ability in the sequence. There'll be a small GCD penalty.
So imagine you only have 2 fingers, maybe, or a foot. You got a foot. You got 1 foot, right. Or you got a mouth. And you just bite down your button. Yeah, you can still play and raid. Yeah. That's pretty cool. However, I heard that in the PTR it's already in there. And public test realm, folks. So it's in testing right now, and they ask him later in this interview and stuff, does it take into account your talents and all? And he's like, yeah. Well, not in PTR. It's not. Right. Yeah, it's broken as of right now.
Yeah. Well,
so
good.
Anyway, basically, you'll be able to single button. You'll be able to Tekken, Eddie, Gordo, World of Warcraft raids now. Right. So that's what's happening.
There is about 0.002% of the population that understood that joke.
Yeah. And they're the ones that are supposed to understand that joke. I guess so. If you're left out, well, you should have played Tekken.
You should have played Tekken in like 1998.
Yeah, it's your fault.
All right.
It's your fault I'm old.
Well, we've got
Let's look at a game that is popular.
Now, on a recommendation of some folks, I picked up a game that was a little backstory of the game itself. This game was created by a little over 30 devs. Who left Ubisoft because they didn't like the direction of the company. And they decided to make their own game. And they made this game with about $50 million. And you can see here, it's
doing pretty well.
Pretty well on Steam.
Look at it. It's held a nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's been out a week, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Quite good. And let's watch.
I have not seen the trailer.
Okay.
I have not played the game. Nothing. Okay. I just know about it from reading and seeing pictures. That's all I know about it.
Well, let's play the video. We'll take a look.
It'd be kind of cool to see for me.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. Those of you who know that, you're old too.
Yeah.
Okay, you're underwater. That's trippy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Unreal 5.
All right.
I'm just saying. You can already tell by the lighting.
68.
And the texture pop.
You know the commanders of every expedition.
Expedition 68. Their boat was blown into the air by a storm. Lumiere lost sight of it, but assumed they crashed on the continent.
And they survived. Storm, at least.
All right, let's keep moving. We found the weird corals. Mael must be close by.
Uh-oh. D-E-D, Deo.
Wait. Never mind.
Okay.
Looks like a different species.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Doesn't matter. They're between us and Maya.
That's interesting. It's turn-based?
Yep.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Stain them.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I like turn-based combat.
Just a run through on what you just saw here. So
That was bad.
they
badass.
did turn-based combat. However, the way they've done turn-based combat, it is amazing. So sorry,
I love
don't
turn-based combat.
I don't want to gush too much about the game, but what you saw there is there's people in the open map, and it's sandboxy for sure.
Okay, that's good.
But they do a good job of making it not feel constrained, right? You are kind of walking around, and they have little. I don't want to get too much into, usually if there's a branch off, there's something there worth going down there to get, right?
Yeah.
So,
Like
but
Resident Evil.
the design makes it beautiful and enjoying to walk in, and you don't ever feel like you're constrained. But before I get off on a jag, let's talk about the battle specifically. So when he did that attack, when the character rushes in, if you time that properly, you get a first strike every time.
Okay.
So if you use the map, or if you use the way the pathing mechanic is for the characters, you can use that to your advantage. You actually get the first strike.
Okay, I like that.
So you get to act first. Now, there's a crit mechanic. So you saw the little X that popped up with the bar.
Yep.
So you have to hit X at the right time, and wherever the bar is, you have to move your indicator in that right direction to get
Is
the
that
crit.
done with the analog?
That's done with the analog.
Okay.
So you have to do that, and you have to time it with the strikes.
That's cool.
Right?
So it's active. It's active turn-based.
It's active turn-based.
That's cool.
Now, the parrying and the dodging matter, and those are active as well. And those are done by tells of the enemy. So when you go into battle, you have I think Final Fantasy, you have your ATB bar. You have you have a little action point, let's call it. The stronger your attacks, the more action points they're going to use, right?
Okay.
So, and there's a really cool mechanic that they have, and basically however you use your action points is up to you. So this main character here, he has a pistol and a saber. So if you have a character that's far away, or a flying character, or if they have a weak spot, you can whip the pistol out and use 1 point to do like a small attack to hit something far away that you wouldn't hit anyway. Or you can hit a soft spot or something like that if it's available. The caster lady also has that same ability.
Sweet.
However, they reward you for parrying properly and dodging properly. So there is certain characters or certain enemies that will do group attacks, like big monsters will do like a full-on AoE attack. You can do a personal dodge or parry, or a group parry.
Okay.
And then if you succeed with that, they do a counter attack. Right?
Okay.
So they make it rewarding.
Cool.
Also with
to be
your
invested in combat.
Yeah, and then your parries and dodges will award you action points if you're successful.
Okay.
So, or dodges give you action points. Parries give you counterattacks, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So there's a less chance of counterattack successful, but you can mitigate that with your talent trees.
Okay.
Increase your chances. So
interesting.
Yeah. Now the talent trees, he is more of a tank.
Background
Yeah. So he is more of a tanky character.
Okay, so there's classes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lady is the caster. He's more about dodging, parrying, self-heals, buffs, things of that nature.
Is it just a 2-person party?
I've only got 2 people in my party so far.
Okay. How many hours do you have in it? Just
I think 5 or 6, I think, so far. But I'm trying to stay spoiler free. It is beautiful. The game takes place, think of I don't want to get into the story, but let me just say that storytelling for me is incredibly important, and this game does not disappoint at all with the storytelling. When it comes to world building, character development, it doesn't hold your hand. Like, you get dropped in this world, and they reward you for walking around and talking to people, and they give you little tiny snippets of how the world works and what things are going on and what are the politics going on.
Okay.
And they let you enjoy the world.
Have you gotten to like a hub yet?
I don't want to get too spoilery, but in the beginning, you start in the main city.
Okay.
I guess I can do an overview of what people know, and I won't get into anything other than like the opening sequence. The general story is this alternate history that took place in France in their Gilded Age. So think their 1880s, 1890s, where in the United States, that would be like our 1920s, like our roaring 20s, right? Excess and beauty and riches and all that kinds of stuff. So what happens is there's this creature. What happened?
Yeah,
they got 3 people in the party now. See that? The team dodge. Yep. So, stanceless. Yeah, I haven't used her yet.
So, like fencer.
Yeah. And then she's Ice Lance. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, so that blue was 1 action point he got.
Okay.
Because he parried successfully.
And the red was pain.
So she dodged successfully. Anyway, back to the story, right? So there's an entity called the Paintress that comes down from the sky and is slowly absorbing the world, right? And so the entire world, like some of the, it looks like if you dropped a black hole right outside of Paris, and it was in slow-mo eating the world, basically. Okay. So you have chunks of buildings and things like that, like ripped apart.
Being sucked away.
Yeah, being sucked away. So like if I had to like try to boil it down, think like Inception meets The Great Gatsby, right? Inception, Great Gatsby, and Final Fantasy, right? Mix that all together, right? That's kind of where you're at.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Felt familiar somehow.
Crazy.
Yeah, the character
it looks really good.
It is. I haven't played a game that's this good in a long time.
Okay. Well, interesting.
And it's $50, and they put it on sale when they released it.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. When everybody else is going to 100.
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
Gosh, he reminds me of something.
Voice actors are amazing. The world is amazing. Storytelling is epic. The gameplay is amazing. I mean...
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's something I would definitely want to play.
And I've got it on the normal setting right now.
Yeah.
And it is hard.
Oh, that's good.
If you're in a fight, those monsters can kill you. Any monster. Even the little guys.
Like
they can kill you 2 hits.
Yeah, it took a good chunk of itself.
And that's on normal settings. So I'm sure
pretty awesome.
They don't make it easy. So that's actually why I stopped playing, is I got to a point, I haven't even got to like a major boss yet, and I was getting my butt kicked by a certain fight.
Oh. Okay.
And I had to go back and go back a good 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And
interesting.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but some people compared it to like Dark Souls or something like that, difficulty wise.
Okay.
But
that's good. Yeah, I know you haven't played Elden Ring, right?
I know Elden Ring.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, I would honestly, where I'm at in the game right now, early, obviously, but from what I hear, there's somewhere around 30 to 40 hours worth of content in the game. I would early, ratings. I would give this game a 9.5.
Wow,
that good. And everything from, you can see like the Gothic styling, the menus. There was so much thought that went into the design of this game. You don't care that there's not 50 billion acres of world to explore.
Right.
You know, the design, the gameplay with the storytelling are exceptional. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to check it out at some point.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Sweet.
So I'll give another update as I finish the game. But
Dope.
yeah, yet to find a bug, yet to find any mishap or, great stuff. Great stuff.
Cool.
So
yeah, Expedition 33.
Yeah, Expedition 33.
Let's check it
Clair
out.
Obscur Expedition 33.
I wasn't going to try to say that part.
Yeah. So going from there to AAA gaming, right? Because this is not considered a AAA game, right? This is considered a AA game.
Yeah, it's not they're not a large.
Not a large. Yeah, 30. Can you believe that's made by? It was a little over 30 devs.
Dope. It'd be crazy if it was 33.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't quite get through the story. Like, I'm jazzed on it. So we don't have to go through all that. You can go play it yourself and learn. It's worth it. Yep. Yeah. So on to AAA games. There was a story that came out yesterday about EA that was laying off about another 400 people, which is sad to hear, but it's becoming a it's becoming worse and worse as the year progresses. That AAA studios, these once titans of the industry, are laying off thousands of people, as far as I understand so far. Tab's pulling up Grok real quick to kind of see what they're at. But
so Grok was saying the video game industry as a whole has seen significant layoffs in 2024, with over 14,600 jobs lost across the year, according to estimates from sources like Wikipedia and Polygon. Wikipedia is junk, so it's Polygon, but okay.
Polygon just got sold, by the way.
I know, yeah.
Anyway, off
they
the
deserve
subject.
It. They just fired a bunch of writers, too.
Yeah.
These figures, it's because it's like, I don't know if they all write the same thing.
No.
It's because they don't want to offend anybody in terms of, they don't want to, I'm sure that
it's not just that. It's they're
not trying to kill the industry with their opinions, I understand, but you have to be honest. You can't be journalists and
the problem is most
give
people
everything an 8.
I get it. Most people walked away from them because they were political and they weren't talking about video games anymore.
Yeah, and even when they did,
they pushed politics.
Were like, here's an 8.
Right.
For this, and it's junk, right? It's like, this game's an 8. This game's an 8. What we really knew is an 8 means a 2.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. When they would rate a game, like, if it was like super lefty, it would get like a 9, and if it was garbage, it got an 8, and if it was a really good game that didn't push the narrative, it got an 8. So it's not really, not really worth looking at. Anyway, let's go. I don't want to get off too much on a jag.
On a Polygon rant. Here's
Polygon
EA
rant
right here.
Yeah. So EA 300 to 400 employees in late April.
This sucks too, dude.
Apex,
they laid off Respawn Studios.
Yep. Apex Entertainment, Star Wars Jedi hit the hardest.
Not to mention, they canceled the new Titanfall.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which, if that game would have been good, they might have had something to save them.
Titanfall 1 was great.
Yeah. I didn't play 2.
The first player aspect of Titanfall 2 was awesome. I loved the first player campaign.
Oh, okay.
The online, it was okay. The problem with online was it was the bots. Yeah.
I thought that was dumb in the first Titanfall 2. I hated that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think the AI was there yet to,
Even with it, it's like they're bots.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell wants to play with bots? Like, if you came from Call of Duty and you're playing multiplayer matches,
no,
bots make you want to just. That's like that's Junior League.
I'll tell you why they did it. They added the bots for the same way that WoW added the single button rotation.
I know, to try to appease a bunch of people that game ain't for
that aren't sweaty like COD players. Like, and you want to go in and kill some stuff. Like,
it's true. I still play COD here and there. And I jump in and like for the first 3 days, I am just getting smashed into the ground, and then I'm pretty good again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was really good at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
11-year-olds calling me racist names and stomping on my face. It's terrible. Like, dang, dude.
No, man, I don't like those companies, so I can't justify spending money with them anymore. Is why I don't think that they're living up to their product and what they're charging.
I get Call of Duty free. So.
I stand on principle when it comes to Call of Duty. I don't order them anymore. But yeah, that's it. So I just wanted to kind of get your opinion on, as far as gaming goes, AAA studios, are they going to just collapse, or are they going to reform in a smaller venue, or are they going to, not venue, but are they going to reform in a smaller sense?
I think that the politics since COVID in a lot of these studios pushed people apart and destroyed a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's just continued with all this, anytime you let this political stuff get into your creative environment, and then you have people that are trying to push narratives in either direction, it doesn't matter which direction, you're taking away from the creativity of the team when you're doing that, because it's like if you're playing in a D&D campaign and the DM has a specific goal in mind and he's not going to let anybody do anything but that goal, right? It's like, it takes away from the adventure. It takes away from everything.
Yeah.
And it takes away from everybody there. So I think that the people who really had passion for it, they probably did leave. Or people who had to have that job, they left when they could, and they're joining smaller teams that are making games like Expedition 33 that are, going on to make these smaller games that are turning out to be, fantastic and people are loving, because it doesn't, and something like a Blizzard, who's huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could still do it. EA, they could still do it. They could find a small team within them to do these things. It's very possible. The problem is that they're being managed by people who are out of touch.
Yeah.
And until the boards realize that and get rid of them, this is what's going to continue to happen. And you can't run a studio with 250 people and spend $300 million on a game and expect it to make profit. It's just not.
Right.
And
Ubisoft,
you got to hit it out of the park to do that every time.
It's not 300.
Just make a good game.
Do you see how many people are currently actively employed with Ubisoft right now?
No, I have no idea.
They're one of the biggest ones, right? 20,000 people.
Yeah, but that's not like, we're talking about one of the companies that has maybe 300 to 400 people are making or focused on a game.
Right.
There's too many people.
You're talking about a dev team, right?
Yeah. It's a, yeah. I do think that they could sustain if they figure this out. If somebody gets it through their heads. But I think we saw a shift into that with Activision and EA. They were like the two bullies on the block, right?
Yeah.
They were buying up all the small studios and producing everything, and we're seeing that start to break back apart. It used to be broken apart.
Right.
So, I think a lot of times things come full circle, and maybe that's kind of what's happening with a lot of the stuff. So, it's good for gaming.
To say what you said in a different light, I guess, I'm hoping that player sentiment continues to go this way. I think until these big giants understand that, we're not going to accept a product that's done 3/4 of the way, and then you want more money as soon as I turn it on for skins and or an add-on. Like, you're going to sell me an add-on day one. Get out of here. I haven't even turned the game on yet.
You're going to tell me that, yes, we know it's broken, but just deal with it and buy the game and have an attitude that's, it's disgusting is what it is. We don't owe you anything.
Right.
As gamers, we owe you nothing.
Right.
You're doing a job that you should love to do, and that's why you should be doing it. If you're doing it for any other reason,
I've got games that came out 10 years ago that I haven't played yet, and I'll go play those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my Steam freaking games list is full of games I haven't played yet, because I'm like, sale, buy.
And I want to say a little bit about this too. Is the system as a whole, for AAA anyway, has become too politically charged. And there's nothing wrong with commentary, especially political commentary, being in art. Right. But it's got to be done well. And it's got to be done with creativity, and it can't be ham-handed, right? The problem is when you feel like it has to be put in every single game, every single time, and it has to be rubbed in your face over and over again. Like, look at Dragon Age Velguard. People compared that game to an HR company meeting. That's what it felt like to play that game. And I didn't play it, but I understand what their sentiment is. There's a good 5 or 6.
I didn't play because it looked terrible.
Right. But just, here's
a good example. Okay.
Look at that.
So Schedule 1, right?
One guy made this game?
One frickin' dude.
Yeah.
Okay. This dude, look at this player count. 24-hour peak, 100,000. Look at this all-time peak. That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it's dipping off right now, but that player count right there is out of control.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't.
That's great.
He made it in Unity. I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to have the best of the best to be great.
No.
It just has to be a good, fun game that connect with people in some way.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You have to connect, and those big studios have trouble connecting.
Yeah, and you do that with art, right? Like that screams
That's
art.
passion.
That's passion.
Yeah.
There's everything from the design of the design of the topic window, right?
It's the difference between passion and entitlement.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Right.
I think that a lot of these games are from people who believe that they're entitled to do well.
Right.
And these are from people who want to make a game right here. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm pointing to that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, no. And I hope.
And terrible that all these people lost their jobs.
Right.
And I hope they found jobs in new places, and I hope it motivates them to be great. I
hope the ones that deserve it find employment in a leaner, more responsive gaming industry. And hopefully they learn from their lessons.
Yeah, I hope they all learn, honestly. I do.
Yeah, and I hope it continues to go this way until they learn their lesson, because I don't think they've learned it yet. So or Tencent will own them all in 5 to 10 years.
And then we'll just all be one-button rotations. And then you just give money. That's just ding,
it'll
ding,
be
slot
all
machine.
Gotcha games to China. Yep. Yeah. Well, I think that's... we can move on from there, I guess. If you got something to say about games, if you want to, share your view on video games. Oh yeah, there's Microsoft too raising all their prices. We could have talked about that too.
They're all raising their prices.
Yeah,
everybody
true.
is.
Yeah.
But I think we actually did kind of talk about that.
Yeah, well, with Nintendo we did, but yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, they're all doing it. Everybody's following suit.
Yep. So
$100 games.
Yeah, that's
now. I'm not opposed to it. Just like I said last time, I'm not opposed to it.
As long as it's worth it, right? It's got to be worth it. Right, you got to have the content there.
I get it. You can't make when I was a kid buying a Sega game, it was $60.
Right.
So I get it.
Right, but you can't release a game that's half broken, and is half done, and is not fully realized, and expect somebody to pay $100 for
100%.
Yep. So, all right, that's enough. I think that's almost an hour on video games.
Yeah,
oh my
crazy.
goodness! So if you're still there, we appreciate you. Please, if you feel we've earned it, give us a like, give us a comment, and we'd love to hear what you have to say. At this point, I think we're going to move on topics. Let's go over to the trades, talk about Sirius, especially for owners of GM vehicles.
Yes, which I own one, and I have my whole life.
Yep. Well, not my whole life.
Not him. He had a Ford. That's hilarious.
I had many Fords.
So sad. I had one Ford. It's the only one I can remember that died constantly, but until we fixed that alternator lead, then we were good.
Yeah,
just the engineers is what happened.
Right, yep. It
was a good car. I liked it. It was a Sable. It was nice.
Mercury Sable.
Yeah, it was nice. I had a 10-disc CD player. I was still bumping CDs. It was like 2010. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this is...
here we go. Good job, GM.
Yeah.
We have a roughly 600,000 vehicle recall. Because
full-size U.S. trucks and SUVs.
Yeah, and it's the 6.2 liter. So if everybody wanted the high horsepower, high torque 6.2 liter, which came in all Denali's and Escalades.
Yep.
Here you go, guys. It's awesome because it spins a bearing.
Yeah, engine
Super
failure.
Cool.
Engine failure.
Yeah, or what did it say? The connecting rods come apart.
Yeah, I think that's what it said. It was
that's nice.
U.S. auto safety regulators report too many engine failures in GM vehicles, including the Silverado. They said 800,000, almost 900,000 vehicles. They checked them out after receiving 39 complaints.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that probably those, a large amount of those were outside of this year range, probably 300,000 or so. And so this points to something happening at this 2021 model year. So during COVID, because 2020 is when this would have been done.
All the way to 2024.
So they probably changed something due to in the internals because it's a high output engine.
Yeah.
So it had to have some pretty awesome specs because typically speaking, when any of these car companies put out an engine that is pushing 450 horse, 450 foot-pounds of torque.
It's got to be right.
It's going to be beefed up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be able to probably handle a lot more than that.
Right.
Well, COVID might have hit. That's my idea.
It could be.
COVID
Or they
hit,
had to change manufacturers, cut pricing.
Cut pricing.
Yeah.
Well, it should be in-house, right, for that. I believe the 6.2 is made in-house.
Assembled in the United States.
I think, that's true. The steel's not from here. Yeah. That's for sure.
So, so just so we're clear, it's the L87. It's the L87 6-liter V8 engine that was assembled in Towanda, New York.
Tonawanda.
Spring Hill, Tennessee, and St. Catharines, Ontario. So the best way to check to see if your vehicle is one of those ones that are affected, you'd go to gm.com. They've got a recall tab. And then, you're going to need your VIN. Type in your VIN, and then they'll be able to tell you if you're... they have a hotline also, it looks like. So, Cadillac Customer Service, 1-800-333-4223. Chevrolet Customer Service, 1-800-222-1020. And GMC Customer Service, I like to suck on donkey.
Call survival now. Oh, sorry. You're really old if you know what that is.
Oh, gosh, yeah. So anyway,
it's a big blunder. Toyota just had a big engine recall too.
Big engine recall with Toyota. It's been a thing.
Yeah.
And Ford, they're not far behind either. They had a what do you call it? helicoil. So that's all I got to say about that. Yeah. Yep.
That was when the other engines were still doing well.
Right.
They were like, hey, let's shoot spark plugs out of heads.
Right.
It's cool.
5.4 liters.
Play a game.
Number 8
It's called How Far Can It Fly?
Yeah. No, I know. Didn't share those. That's no fun.
Oh, God. That's funny.
Yeah, so if you have a GM, if you have a Chevy, if you have a Cadillac from 2021 to 2024 with that L87 motor, you might want to check your VIN.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they'll find some weaselly way to get out of it if you wait too long to report your VIN.
Sure.
And
they'll be like, well, we gave you a window, you didn't do it, so bye.
Your fault, your engine blew, even though we made something that was broken. So take the time to check it out and see. And then
they are is that the engines were making new inspection holes in the block.
Right.
That's the only
sight windows.
They're sight windows, yeah.
Now, what I would do is I would wait till like 2 weeks before the end of the recall, and then go get my new engine.
Yeah. Yeah, when they got nothing left on the floor, and they have to
make you a fresh one,
brand new one. Oh my God,
that's right. We have no more remands.
They'll be like, hold on, I gotta walk over to Cadillac next door and rip one out of another.
Yeah, right. Yep. So, be careful.
If you wait too long, it'll all be electric anyway. So.
Oh boy. Yeah. Look right there. It's a Mustang.
Yeah, that's so great. Why am I seeing that on here?
I know, right? It's it's great.
Oh yeah, it's great advertising. Yep.
Right? Yep.
Engines blew up. Buy this with no engine. Well, I guess it does have engines. It has.
It's got a washing machine engine in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great job. Good job, GM.
So.
Yeah, I remember a quick little story.
Okay.
GM had a I don't know if I can pull this up on Grok or not. GM seatbelt recall.
Oh yeah.
Okay, GM had a seatbelt recall. I don't know if Grok's gonna grab this or not because it was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Wow, they had it again. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now this
2021, they did it again. 2024, they did it again. Oh my goodness. 2019, 2014.
Okay.
It was fire risk with seatbelts.
It was pretty older than this actually. So it would probably been like 2004 or 5, I would guess. But GM Pontiac in particular had a Pontiac and Buick were the cars that I knew that were affected.
Yep.
And the seatbelt was detaching from the from the frame of the seat.
Old Ford pickups had that too, the back seats.
So my grandma worked at a GM dealer at the time, and the owner, they'd been in business almost 100 years at the time, and they were a GMC dealer. They started as a GMC dealer. They picked up Buick, picked up Pontiac, and he went to their national meeting, and he told them that he was going to drop GM if they didn't fix it because they weren't going to do a recall.
Right.
And he got all the dealers in LA and LA County to go with him and write a letter to GM about it, and they did recall it. I was trying to see if I could find it on here.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes. That's what it took then.
Right.
Imagine what it takes now, obviously.
It takes an owner to say, hey.
Yeah, a bunch of owners in LA, right? Like, they had a Hollywood GMC go, like, hey, we're not going to sell your vehicles anymore.
Right.
Because you're killing people.
Right.
And they're like, oh, you found out about that.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yep. So biggest recall I remember, and this was Toyota, Honda, GM, Ford, all of them was
the airbag, dude.
The airbags, yeah. what happened with that one. If you don't know, this is a scary one, because especially if you drive an older vehicle like 1990s, I think there was even some early 2000s, 1980s vehicles. What would happen is the plastic would get brittle and hard.
Takatas, that's right.
Yeah, it was Takata. They made the airbags for a lot of different companies. And when this plastic gets hard and it doesn't tear easily anymore, it shatters like glass. So what was happening is after they were in vehicles for a long time, the airbags would go off and it would shatter and shoot sharp debris into your face or into your body. And it was... there was some 80s, 90s, even all the way up in the early 2000s, and there was millions of vehicles that were recalled with the airbags. So
yeah, look at this. 67 million Takata airbags have been recalled in the United States.
Yep.
You know who wasn't a part of one of these, though? GM.
Yeah, look at Acura, Honda, BMW, Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, Mazda, Nissan, Toyota, Pontiac.
Okay, GM was.
Infiniti.
Liars.
Yeah,
Liars,
well,
GM.
that was not real GM. That was like,
yeah, this was...
Pontiac was like...
well, at one point it was. It's like Geo Metro.
Yeah. So yeah, keep that in mind, because you don't want to expect an airbag and get a face full of broken plastic glass.
Yeah, shards of freaking...
Well, they found out because a lady died.
Yep.
Her airbag went off, and then a piece of the plastic went in her neck and cut her veins in her neck. And
freaking terrible, man.
Yeah, man, it's a horrible way to go.
Not cool. You want to take a look at... I think that's it for trades.
Yeah,
today.
That's it for trades today. We got.
If you look at our jobs report.
Yeah, we look at the jobs report. We'll pull that up. If you haven't been paying attention, mainstream media has been basically trying to sink Donald Trump like usual, right? Because they want everything to look bad. And if you've been paying attention for weeks and even months, it's tariffs. They're going to destroy the world. They're hurting the, Wall Street, blah, 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 blah. And they were talking this whole week about just wait till this job reports come out after the tariffs have taken effect. This will reflect all of the jobs we're losing in the United States, and you guys will regret it, supporting Trump. That's the basic sentiment that you were getting from most mainstream media. And today, the jobs report came out, and amazingly, we added 228,000 jobs. And everybody's dumbfounded, like, how did that happen? Well, companies are coming back. They're adding businesses. They're adding jobs, right? This was what he was supposed to be doing. Yes, stuff is going to be more expensive if you decide to buy stuff out of the country. But if you buy the stuff in the country... If you're already
buying stuff in country, I haven't noticed any difference.
No. And that's what my budget usually is I try to buy stuff in country.
I do too.
And when you do that, it's going to end up boosting the whole economy. You're going to get dollars recycled back into the United States instead of overseas. That's the idea. And
don't worry, economists are not ruling out a recession.
Yeah, right.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always not ruling out a recession. So
I'm not so sure we weren't under a recession before he got in office.
That's true.
But and that's the thing. It's word games, right? They say, "Oh, we're not in a recession," but if you looked like 10 years ago, if we used the same way we looked at the numbers, we would have technically been in a recession. They just changed the way we looked at the numbers, so they don't have to say
definition.
Right. You change the definition.
Easy, simple.
So, it's stupid.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
Yeah, just Wikipedia it. You'll find out.
Yeah. So there, I'm glad. I'm always glad to hear when people are getting jobs, right? And I hear that we're going in the right direction. And this is, for me, this is a confirmation that Wall Street does not equal Main Street, and I would much rather have a bulletproof Main Street than a bulletproof Wall Street.
Now, I can tell you that from investing...
Can you say bulletproof on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
From investing in crypto, that I made a little bit of money right when he got in office. Mm-hmm. Because obviously I knew we were going to have a big jump, right?
Right.
Well, I left it in there. Actually, I moved it. And then I put another...
this is not financial advice.
Another coin. Yeah, no, don't take any of that. I moved it into another coin. And I saw it coming with the tariff thing. So what I did is I went ahead and I bought low. And I still got kind of slammed, when everything dumped out here. So it's about, I think, I lost about probably 25%, right, of the money I had invested. Right. However, on the initial pump, I gained like 70. Right. So I'm still up 45 or so.
Right, roughly.
So it's really not bad.
Right.
It's like if you bought at the right time and then sold and then rebought, then, you didn't really have an issue. I just had a friend at work ask me, do you think it's a good time to buy? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go back up.
Yeah.
For sure. As soon as this stuff levels out,
it's over. In my personal opinion, do not take this at financial advice.
Although I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so don't listen to me.
Right, exactly. Like cryptocurrency is one of those investments. If you choose to do, I would let it sit in there for the long haul. This isn't a quick fix. The crypto, especially Bitcoin, in my opinion, isn't a quick money making deal. This is something. It's a long term investment. Well, I think, it's a hedge against inflation. It's a hedge against a weak dollar. It's a haven for people that are looking to have a more, I don't want to say more secure, but have an alternate way to secure their wealth outside of manipulated money markets, right? And that's what it's there for.
However, I would say that Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin's a long-term strategy coin unless you have a ton of money,
right?
And you can really take advantage of the ebbs and flows. However, day trading, I do think day trading is probably much more profitable in crypto. Than in stock market. I think that because the variability is much higher. So in coins. So if you play like the top 10 coins,
so if you sit there and play it all day, you have more opportunity to make the wins, but you have more opportunities to lose also.
Which is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for that big dip and big rise. So yeah, you can make a ton of money. I do think you can make money quick in crypto.
Well, the bar's lower too to enter.
Yeah, it's much cheaper.
So you
don't have a $25,000 wallet you have to hold. I don't remember off
the top of my head, but if you want to walk into day trading, do you know what the
$25,000?
Yeah, I have $25,000 liquid to be able to get in there.
Now
and
you
start
can day trade.
Okay.
You can day trade 3 trades every 30 days. No, it's 5 trades in 3 days or 3 trades a week. I don't remember, something like that. Okay. I think it's 3 trades a week.
Okay.
And that is if you trade on the American stock market.
Okay.
There's ways around that.
Okay.
You can trade on non-American stock markets, and a lot of day traders do that.
Okay.
Or you can have you need to have your cap or your safety net of, I believe it's $25,000 sitting in your bank account at all times. If it dips below that, you lose your day trading ability in the U.S. stock market.
And that's with the companies you're using? Or is that just federal law? Or is it?
It's federal law.
Wow.
Yeah. That's to stop people from claiming trades they don't have money for.
Gotcha. Makes sense. They don't want people buying $100,000 in
not having any
stocks and not having any money. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it for a little bit. Kind of played with it, and it is fun. But
you got to be on it.
It's a job. You got to be on it. Yeah. And crypto's a little easier to do that. To not be as on it and still make money.
Well, there you go. That's it's fun to play with, and if you're got a little bit of cash,
it's all gambling.
The bar, that's it. The bar is lower.
I also
crypto.
Like poker. I feel like I'm better at poker though.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
That's illegal here.
Okay. So that being said, if you want to get a poker game together with the tech guy and blacksmith, you can give us a call and we'll take your money.
And we'll meet you in Washington where it's not illegal.
Yeah, we'd love to play poker with you. So, not really. We don't know you.
He might still play poker with you.
I might still. Yeah, that's true. So. That's about it. That's all I had on that portion of it.
All right. We got a couple. We got one thing in music, a couple things in fun and miscellaneous to do today. Maybe.
Yeah.
So the fun stuff, I think will be interesting. We'll just watch. We got some UFC highlights to look at. We got a Bigfoot video that came out a couple years ago. I'd like you to see.
Ooh.
And music, we got a Grace and June to listen to.
Okay. And I have not heard this song, and it came highly recommended from. Tab, and we'll see what was the name?
Grace and June.
My name is Grace and June.
He tells you his name. My name is Grace and June, sir. Okay.
Hello, Grace and June.
This is the first song I ever heard by Grace and June.
Okay.
I really, it resonated with me. So.
All right.
We'll see what you think.
Okay, let's roll the tape.
My name is Grace and June. and this is a song called Used to It. It's a song about how close relationships and tragedy have both been intertwined in my life. It's not really a sad song, at least in my opinion, but I don't really know what it is.
Okay, just before he starts playing, I love Yamaha acoustics.
Okay.
I love the sound. That's a Redline series, I believe.
Yeah.
I love the sound. So right when I had first watched this video, I was like, ooh, I'm about to hear, you don't hear a whole lot of folk country. There's not a whole lot of people that are really playing Yamahas all the time.
Right.
I love the sound of a Yamaha.
Yeah.
Death is like an old friend creeping through the nighttime, haunts me when I go to sleep. People I do see when I close my eyes, it's a damn nightmare, not a dream. We've become too close, followed for too long. I want you to stay at bay. Let me rest a little while, have some friends for some time, or you come and take them away.
That was tough right there.
Yeah.
Let me rest for a little while, have some friends for some time before you come and take them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of brutal.
There you. I'm loving it so far. Well, you know me. Storytelling is a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
Whether it's music, whether it's whatever medium, the story has to come.
That's why his favorite is hip hop.
You know what? There is a lot of good hip hop.
There's a lot of great stories in hip hop.
There's a lot of
That's
great,
why I said that, but
yeah,
as a joke as well, because
yeah, sometimes it's good. I don't mind. It's not my favorite, but I don't dog it. There's a lot of good stuff there. But I'll call it out. Like, I hate garbage, and there's a lot of garbage there too.
Yeah, and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off on Jag, but yeah, storytelling. I love it so far. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good.
And I've been thinking again, 'cause I miss my father, I miss my friends. One day I'll lose my mother, she gets sick again, and I'll be by myself, but I'm used to it.
Yeah, so that line, of course, that whole chorus, like
yeah.
The way that he sings it is like, oh yeah, goosebumps all over the place. The way that he sings it is so like, this is just life, man. This is what's happening. And like it's monotone in a way to where you can just, you can really feel that it's just, this is just what
I hear, and it's his voice and the story coming together. And what I hear is equal parts strength and equal parts melancholy. It's a balance there between the two. It's the sadness that I hear,
yeah,
and the holding on, but the ability to go on,
yeah,
which is
it's like
pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We could just sit down, talk for a little while, I might see things your way.
It's a great voice.
No, it's just your job, don't blame you one bit, all the lost souls that you take.
He's talking about death.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, dude.
Back it up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Talk for.
Yeah, he's talking to death right here.
Yeah.
We could just sit down, talk for a little while, I might see things your way. No, it's just your job, don't blame you one bit, all the lost souls that you take. strangers, some were my brothers, and I don't have any more to give. Life is a card game, all drawn a shit hand. If the stakes are dying or to live.
That is fantastic right there, man.
It's great storytelling.
Life is a card game. We've all drawn a shit hand. If the stakes are you die or you live. Yeah, because we're all dying.
This is not brew, by the way, if somebody wants to report us or get censored. You see, it's a green bottle, but it is...
straight alcohol. No, I'm just kidding.
It is.
It's water.
Brought to you by the Mountain Valley Sparkling Water.
Yeah.
Not sponsored, but this shit is really... this stuff is really, really good. I would drink a whole case of it without even...
Yeah, it's yummy. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yep.
I don't have any more to give. Life is a card game, all drawn a shit hand. If the stakes are dying or to live. 'Cause I've been thinking again. And I miss my father. And I miss my friends. One day I'll lose my mother. She gets sick again. And I'll be by myself. I'm used to it.
Voice reminds me a lot of storytelling, a country, like the golden age of country, as far as like the storytelling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah. Yes, it's really good. That Yamaha, it really complements his voice. The sound of that Yamaha is fantastic.
It's twangy.
Really
twangy. Yeah, but sounds good.
Yeah. I think this is about it. But.
Yeah.
It's like he's there to relay a message.
Yeah. And see what he's thinking about. You can see it in his eyes, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Grayson, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll have to listen
love that
to more.
song, man.
Yeah, no, that's a good song.
Yeah, definitely pull some more songs of yours and take a listen because that was great, man.
Yeah.
And that's the second time I've heard it. I've heard it probably 40 times,
right.
but the second time I've watched it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love that song.
Yeah,
so,
no.
Yeah,
rating from me, I'd give it out of 10. Solid. I'd say solid 9.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think a 9 is a good score for that song right there.
Yeah, emotion,
sure,
storytelling. You know,
it's fantastic.
And it doesn't have to be a flagrant song. It's solid playing, and it fits the tone of the song, and it adds to the message. So it's perfect.
The tone is like, it's very, it really,
all of the problems I had with
me.
All of this problems I had with the video was probably in the mixing, off the top of my head, but his voice sounded great.
Yeah.
Story sounded great.
Well, I'm sure he's pulling straight out of the mic just with the guitar and his voice. So it's pretty awesome.
Yep. No,
which
absolutely.
I like raw, so
right.
That's great.
No, it just, there was, the guitar sounded good, but unbalanced, if that makes sense. But that's the only thing I would knock on it. But it's a live performance, so what are you going to do? But, very good. Very good, very good.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing
fantastic.
that. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So,
a couple more
that's
things.
it. Yeah, a couple more things. We do some fun stuff.
Look at Todd. Todd Standing.
See. Todd Standing? Yeah. What's that about? He says that the Bigfoot one you wanted me to look at?
Oh, this is the wrong one. How did I grab that?
Uh-oh.
Did I do that? Oh, okay.
That one.
I thought I grabbed the right one.
Uh-oh. Old man getting lost on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I've been able to see it,
funky internet thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Todd Standing is a Bigfoot researcher out of Canada.
Okay.
And we'll just show you some of the pictures that he's got here.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'll give you a little backstory afterwards.
Okay. So how legit is this dude? First off, do you know? Because there's a lot of kooky people.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's not. Yeah, you'll see.
All right.
I've been able to see for the first time some complete
just skip right
segments
to
of
it.
Todd Standing's filming
Okay.
of Sasquatches in another area.
What is
where he
that? What?
worked on, and with him explaining the background, which is so important. And
see it moving.
I'm firmly convinced that he
see that,
has
yeah?
filmed Sasquatches, and that what he has portrayed
That looks
in his
different.
documentary
This is
are
a different
indeed
shot.
very
Different
close
picture.
portraits, in fact, of the Sasquatch face.
Because if indeed they are clearly some of the most astounding photos of
Let's see it moving.
Sasquatch. And
Now that right there,
Mm.
that's not Todd Standings, I don't think.
Okay. That looked fake. That looks like somebody in a suit.
That's not Todd Standings. I know
Okay.
that. Nope. Come on. Let me
I don't know.
pull up another iteration of YouTube here.
That picture looked, that picture looked creepy, but it could have been a mask. It's hard to tell. Face looked plasticky. I'm a skeptic when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I took about
This is Todd Standing right
6
here.
or 7 steps, looked back,
Boom. There's another one.
and it hadn't moved a millimeter.
Now this one blinks.
Still just there looking at me. And I waited about a minute till it blinked again, and I was like, that was a blink. That's not a rock. But he was just really calm, very curious, and very confident. He wasn't afraid of me at all.
Okay. So those are the two big ones.
Okay.
The two big shots. That one, and then the first one you saw, Blondie.
Okay.
There.
First
and-
one looked like a kid or a teenager or something like that,
and
maybe.
this is Todd Standing. These were in the same area.
Okay.
That it was taken.
Interesting.
He's been a lot of people have crapped all over him.
Okay.
In the Bigfoot area, in the cryptid area. They've said he's fake, and this is all fake. His wife's a special effects artist and stuff. His wife is, in fact, a hairstylist
Okay.
that works at a hair studio.
Okay.
Okay. The reason that I'm so confident about saying that is Les Stroud spent like months out in the bush with this guy.
Okay.
Okay. So Les Stroud is somebody who I do trust.
Okay.
I've never met him, but he would lose a lot.
Seemed to be pretty legit. Right?
Yeah. And everything I know, all the Survivor Man stuff's all legit. All
Okay.
that stuff is
Yeah.
been done legit. I've got a buddy I was talking about that with who was involved with Discovery Channel for some of the Bear Grylls stuff.
Right.
Not legit, by the way. That stuff was
Yeah.
not legit. Like when he was eating things, he was really eating stuff from like
Gotcha.
actual cooked food.
Right.
Whereas Les was really out there. Les lived in Alaska in a tent for like a year with his wife.
Wow.
Just in the woods.
Right.
So anyway, Les Stroud went out with him, and he said, "I can tell you one thing." He believes it.
Wow.
And he had some experiences that Les Stroud talks about that are things that he can't explain that happen. He did say this guy's a little too gung-ho for him in terms of like he thinks every crack in the,
Right.
every sound is Bigfoot.
Right.
And he'll say like, oh, that they're talking to us with sticks, and Les Stroud doesn't really like that. But
Right.
he said he got a view. He was able to see the original footage of those two shots, and he said that Todd Standing allowed him to investigate it, and with his editing team, they were not able to see any type of funky business.
Interesting.
With any of his work. So he basically was like, he's either a liar completely,
Okay.
or he's not. And he was like, I can tell you from being in the bush, and the dude knows what he's doing.
Okay.
So who knows?
All right.
Right.
Okay.
But those are the two.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there's not a whole lot on here because they really have tried to smack him off.
There was enough to like be creepy, like enough to be unsettling, right?
It's
hard to tell.
Todd Standing takes some pretty incredible Bigfoot footage.
Look at that.
The exact filming of the location is unknown, but it's somewhere in the remote wilderness of Canada.
Look at that. It's freaking creepy, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I will say it's possible, but I don't know. I can't say that's real. Looking at that
it's
video.
hard, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man.
But it's intriguing. It's fun to ask that question. That first picture creeped me out. That thing is creepy looking.
Yeah. Look at the eyes. Ooh.
Yeah, gives you the willies.
Yeah, Les Stroud really does. He's like, dude, he's as legit as he's like.
That looks like an ape.
Yeah,
like a gorilla. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So
be fun.
Yeah, this is when he was in Alberta,
Okay.
and Les was talking about this. He went out with him, and he had apples that were taken from a hike that could not have been taken in an area that he's like, dude, there's no way. We've hiked out for 3 weeks. There's no frickin' way somebody's around this area.
Right.
No way. We're talking about remote wilderness in Canada.
Interesting.
So pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Fun.
And
he did win a lawsuit against the Canadian government.
Really?
Yeah, because they said he was a prankster.
Oh.
So
interesting.
They couldn't prove it.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Canada trying to prosecute people and they can't prove things.
Right.
Weird. Odd.
Yeah.
So anyway,
they've never done that before.
I love cryptozoology and stuff, so
yeah.
I figured I'd show him a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's interesting.
I got more coming, don't worry.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. So let's see some people getting punched.
All right.
So you had some cool highlights. UFC over the weekend. Had some cool fights and
so
some really
last
snoozers.
Weekend, we won't be looking at the snoozers. Okay.
Yeah.
Last weekend was UFC St. Louis.
Okay.
And I don't know why I would just put that there, but all right.
Yeah.
We had UFC St. Louis last weekend. This weekend is UFC Des Moines, Iowa, I believe.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it was last weekend. Might have been the weekend before last. I don't remember. Anyway, Ian Gary was going to fight. Oh my gosh, my brain died. Protez. Yeah, Protez.
Okay.
So that was the main card, and I figured it would be, even though Protez is, I think he was on a 12-fight win streak with 10 knockouts.
Okay.
Never been out of the first round ever.
Wow.
Had 2 submissions and 10 knockouts.
Knockout specialist.
Ian Gary doesn't engage. Ian Gary keeps a distanced game plan, generally speaking, tap, 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 and wins the fight.
Right.
And that's what happened. Protez almost knocked him out in the 5th round. He had him on skates, had him jacked, and he barely got through that round.
Wow.
But Protez was too tired to finish.
Just scored the points in
Protez is a cigarette smoker.
Oh, gotcha.
A pack-a-day cigarette smoker, UFC fighter. He's probably the only person in the UFC roster that does that, by the way. So by the 5th round, he was toasted.
Wow,
maybe he'll quit after that.
I bet.
So anyway, here's some of the good stuff from the weekend. Okay, so
let's see
some up and coming ladies here.
Okay. So Frank to 14. Oh, yep. That's a good one. Yep.
Nice catch.
Yep. That was a good one. Yep. Good shot.
Yeah. So she just got in the top 15 with that shot.
Nice. Cool, man. Congrats to her.
I wonder if we get a review of that shot. Here we go. Yeah. Boom. Clean, dude.
Yeah, she didn't see it coming.
Clean. Yeah, beautiful shot.
She didn't see it coming.
So, and we got Miro and Kwamba. We got foreheads busted open right there. Oh, head kick, dude.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can't believe he's still standing.
Ate that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, are you hungry?
Yeah. Oh.
Here's an elbow. You're hungry?
I like the versatility from that guy, man. He's got punches, elbows, feet coming.
Boom.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, there's
and
no
it's
way.
crazy. Dude's so tough, dude. Still didn't put the guy out with that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Look, that guy's ready to go, dude.
Yeah.
Tough, man.
Yeah,
tough. They could have let that go.
Yeah, they could have. But
still, great. Why let the guy get hurt? He was getting demolished there.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
Definitely.
nice.
Very much so.
There's some more ladies.
Yeah. Submission fight. I don't know if we can go everyone because they might get mad. You think?
What happened? Might get what?
UFC get mad.
I don't know.
Well, we'll try it and see what happens.
It's not the whole fight, so
yeah.
Just the pieces of it.
Yep. Fair use. Just commentary.
Yeah, they put it out as highlights.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Interesting.
Nice body lock there. Though.
Oh, yep.
Nice and tight. Got the foot hooked under the leg.
Just a fraction of a second.
So she's got her arm off, right? So she's only got one hand. She's choking her with one hand right now. Yeah. It's not great, but she's not going out. She almost tapped to a single choke there.
Now she got it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
She one moment of inattention, and she got that arm right under her elbow. Let's see here.
Simon and Wellmaker. This is his debut in black. So Simon's a good kid.
Yeah.
Good fighter.
Simon really attacking that lead leg of Wellmaker.
It's a hard introduction fight, I would say.
Both guys will switch.
That sucks so bad right there.
The ribs are already all red.
I did not see that right hand coming, bro.
Nope.
Let's see if they show a little slow-mo rip of that. Here we are.
Dude, that was a mean.
Yeah, that right hand was brutal. Boom, dude. He just, he barely, it was just technique.
Wow.
They put him out there.
He ate the jab too on purpose. He's like, yep.
Boom.
He's like, you're coming in. You dropped your hand. I'll take that little jab. I'll put you to sleep.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh.
That was scare off.
I'd be nervous with front kicks, man. So you get.
Oh, jab, dude. The jab got him.
He was, dude. I'm
smoked him with the jab, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, this fight was insane, dude.
I want to see that jab again. They have another replay. Okay. Yeah, let's get a replay of that jab. That was fun. It just got wobbly, like boo.
It was like a late reaction.
Yeah, he like didn't know what happened. Bing. Yeah,
that was a hook.
Yeah, left hook.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, whoa.
Yeah, got his equilibrium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like a jab from straight on, but
yeah, perfect shot, perfect landed shot.
This fight right here, Brown and Dalby. Brown was almost out the round before this. In first round, he was almost toast.
Well.
Okay, like they were both hurting each other back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a lot of damage.
Dalby has never been put down in red.
Oh, that almost happened. Oh, again.
Tough bastard.
2 shots almost. He
just like bite down and throw, dude.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, dude. Just sunk the ship.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He took 3 really hard hits.
Yeah.
Man. And
let's see if they give us a replay of that.
He just lost a lot of money. That guy right there. Did you see him?
He's not stoked on that.
Nope. Yep. Almost got him there.
It was a right that caught him early.
Oh, that right
got
was
him
so
there.
clean, dude.
Yep.
I don't know how he stood through that.
Firing back. I mean, they get into an
He got another one right there. There's really 4.
It's any man's game at this point.
Oh,
my God, dude.
With a right hook for the ages. Burn all of the bars,
I mean, just
ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God.
Freaking
Oh.
wham, dude. Oh my God.
He was already hurt though, right there. He didn't even see it coming.
For sure. He didn't care. He was just throwing, dude.
Yeah, he was just trying to stay alive.
So, and then this was sad to me right here. This one. This was Anthony Smith's final fight in the UFC. I've watched Anthony Smith since he started fighting UFC. He's one of my favorite fighters. Age just caught up to him.
Yeah.
It is what it is. This dude's
blood.
Yeah, he got an elbow in the top of the head that split him open, and that was about it because you can't see. Right? You just got blood pouring in your freaking eyes. Like all you see is red. You're just toasted.
Yeah. Yeah. Got him locked down.
There's nothing he could do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. He just like the ref just let him like, just pound back his head. Like, why not?
Yeah.
So that was Anthony Smith's retirement fight, sadly. But,
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's too bad.
The ref should get docked for that, man.
Yeah, they don't do the docking.
No,
they don't care.
Huh? It's a big no-no.
They don't get comments.
Punches in the back of the head. Yeah, no, it's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So, anyway, it was a good card, except the main fight, which I didn't expect it to be good. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad fight. It was a technical fight by Ian Gary. He did a good job of staying out of range.
I don't mind technical fights.
Prates took too long to get started. And had he done what he did in the 5th round and the 1st round, he would have won that fight.
Right.
That's what I think.
I gotcha.
So,
waited too long.
We'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens in the future.
Well, that's fun.
Good job.
Fun.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that'll put us... We got anything else? That puts us about an hour and a half right there on the button.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean, we can finish up if you'd like. I got one more thing, but...
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
It's Asmongold's house.
Okay. We did the steak video that had a ridiculous amount of views, which I don't understand. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. And we're gonna do the pizza one at some point.
Okay.
This is the house video though.
House video.
Okay. So, you know what?
And if you don't know who Asmongold is, he's a guy who's on the internet who makes a lot of money talking on the internet.
We're gonna. Unless you want to do the pizza one first.
No.
Okay.
We can do
Doesn't
whatever.
matter. Okay. We'll do the house one first. I was going to say the order in which they dropped was steak, pizza, house.
Gotcha.
But we can do house now.
Okay. Trusting you on this one.
You shouldn't.
That's the circle of one.
Oh, no.
Because like the more I breathe air in here, it makes me feel like
that's Emaru, Emmy, and Tectone are his buddies that are there with him, and they do the Steak and Eggs podcast together. Tectone's no longer on the podcast. They're still, as far as I understand, still friends and stuff, but I think he had to take a break from it. Tectone did, and he got himself in order, physical shape and stuff in the meantime. So hopefully he'll come back to Steak and Eggs. I don't know. But yeah, pretty grody. So Asmongold cooks him a steak, you know?
That's a big-ass cricket. Wait, is that real? No, oh, I thought that was real. Wait,
what's sad is they live in Texas because they're not sure if that's real.
Right, I know.
Yeah, that's insane.
Dude, your sink is crazy. No, this is fine.
Yeah, I usually don't use that one.
Wait. Oh, no, this has been used.
Yeah, I use it pretty regularly. Yeah.
Oh, you letting that pan soak?
Yeah.
How long have that been soaking for?
Like a day.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. And
Dust in the pan, you're lying.
Is this the same kitchen you cook in?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? I think it's way smaller than you thought it was going to be.
Rooms look bigger on camera.
Like, I mean, like, this is nuts.
So
like,
the
just
chip
me and
clips
you,
up.
this whole it fills the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. How long those been soaking for?
They're not soaking.
Oh, okay.
There's no water.
There's no water.
So if you wanted the fork and knife right now, where would you get it from?
Right here. I have these. Yeah, I have these right here.
That's crazy.
Ooh. Oh, you've got
That's safe though.
cream soda,
Yeah.
bunch of condiments.
Those have been there for like a long time. I wouldn't recommend eating those.
Spicy ketchup, that's clutch. Ooh, the Trix yogurt too. That's gotta be at least
The Trix yogurt. Okay.
Oh, you got your dried blood.
Didn't he show the Trix yogurt?
He did.
In the steak video?
Yep.
This is quite a while later.
Yeah, right.
On top of the ceiling too. Look at all that. See that?
No, that's not it. That could be some lost.
Oh yeah, there's a story about him during a WoW raid. He was having tooth pain, so he went in the bathroom and he broke the tooth off, and blood sprayed everywhere. So and then he went back and finished the raid like a champion, right?
Okay.
So
So usually wasps would get up there and I'd spray them down. Oh, this
So that's
is
wasp
TV.
spray. That's in the kitchen.
My ex-girlfriend left here. Works totally fine. I just don't know what to do with it. These are pillows that have mold on them, so I
They have mold on them, guys.
And that's my bathroom. It was actually so bad that I did clean it up. That was the only thing I actually cleaned up before you guys came over here. It was actually that bad, so that is cleaned up. This is my other room. This is like my room as a kid. And this is my bedroom. This is where I sleep.
Oh, the nest. It's real.
Well, I actually had to get rid of most things out of the nest.
Okay, so like we're from the same background.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what my drapes look like growing up.
Except I didn't have Nintendo.
Yeah,
I had
didn't
Ninja
either.
Turtles.
Yeah, I had Ninja Turtles. It was a sleeping bag at one point. It became the drapes another
that's
time.
Right. That's it.
You know,
oh yeah,
that's great.
Grew up with that.
So, yeah, 100%.
Because they were moldy. They were moldy.
You actually sleep down here, or you just sleep upstairs in your room?
I go like this.
Now, why make the bed?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got my pillow. Yep.
I mean, look at that
Very
bed,
comfy
dude.
and
It's like a
cozy.
million
Why you
years
got all
old.
those we always wear the same damn shirt?
You see what's up?
The wall?
See the wall?
What else am I gonna do with them?
Gnarly.
Damn. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't clean anything up, so I figured I'd give you guys the authentic experience. And then the main place. This is where I'm usually at. This is my room. Let's see. I got this desk at Office Max. This is like a bunch of like random stuff I have here. This was a whiteboard that I would put a list of things that I had to do in World of Warcraft.
Oh my goodness.
Chair, and that's the other chair. I got the sofa. It was like nearby. I got it. It was on the side of the road. We like put it halfway on the car. Same with this one, and then I held it for like 2 miles while I took it back to the house. So I have
This guy's a millionaire, by the way.
I have
Multi-millionaire.
like 10 different blankets here that I kind of just have in a giant pile. I just
Look
pretty
at the
much pull
frickin'-
all over myself,
Ugh.
and then I've got all these.
So, dude.
Yeah. Dude, that's what the back of my truck looks like after like 3 days of going to work, because I bring my oatmeal in a bowl and I eat it and I put my paper bowl right there and I take my spoon in, but I always leave the paper bowl like an idiot.
Yeah.
These are sofa cushions. There's another sofa that I got rid of, but I kept the cushions because
Why
I
not?
wanted to be able to make a sofa cushion igloo.
Okay.
I never got enough.
Yeah. That's just to make sure the Twitch Prime so you can afford it.
Subscribe to Twitch Prime.
Oh, this is my plaque for getting 100,000 subs on YouTube. I have 1 million one. I don't know where the plaque is.
That's so gnarly.
I lost it. I don't know.
What
it's
is
a bird.
it? Gay ass banner back here.
I have no idea.
That's pretty much my house.
A plastic bird.
It's
cozy, I think.
With like,
Yeah.
it's 90% filled up with fucking garbage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's not lying.
Maybe 99.
Well, out of curiosity, why do you have thousands of dollars laying around?
I did that as a visualization. It's fake money. I'm gonna burn a $20 bill every single time I do a 10 pull, just to show how many of them I waste.
Jesus Christ, I mean, chill, bro.
No, that shit's happened like 10 times. Yeah, I used to have stuff in there, but then it's like kind of a pain in the ass to take the stuff that was in there and put it back in there. So I just kind of didn't do that.
Dude, I was looking at the Nature Valley bar box you got here, and I was like, how can anybody eat these without it exploding the dust all over it? And then I see it all over your keyboard.
thought we'd see rats, like dead rats, because you kept talking about the dead rats. I haven't seen a single. Oh.
Yeah, I threw them away.
That's so nice.
There's an area where a dead rat decayed the carpet. I could show you, but that's about it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Is that it right there?
No, that's something else. I think it's somebody threw up there or something. I don't remember. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else is there to even look at here.
I don't know, but I'm kind of hungry. You want to cook me something, or?
We're gonna do the steaks.
Yeah, you want to cook a potato or something?
A potato.
Yeah, we
They
lit.
both got sick.
They were both dying afterwards, yeah.
Steal trays from
Like, they were good that day,
So
but
you
on a
guys start to
podcast,
get
and
the
they did their
trays from
podcast,
Eat
they're
them.
both, like, jacked from it. Okay, so...
Dude.
It's pretty gnarly. I kind of get the style of living in terms of, like, I feel like just some of us white trash folks, this kind of like where we come from, is you just are kind of stuck in your home. And that's, my dad was kind of like that. Kind of stick in your home. And, you know, like, you'd be taking a shit and your dad be talking to you while you're taking a shit. And he'd telling you, like, down the hall, he'd be yelling at you like, hey, what are you doing? What are you eating for dinner? You know, shit like that. You know?
Right.
Like, it's like, we had a lot of stuff, but it wasn't dirty, it wasn't nasty. Might have been dusty and cluttered, but it wasn't like, we didn't have trash laying around and stuff like that.
Yeah, my mom's house was very similar at a point where it was very cluttered. But then the problem is the clutter gets to be too much, and then the filth like builds up under the clutter.
Yeah, the dust and all that stuff gets stuck on you.
Oh yeah,
freaking allergies from being in the house.
No, I get it. Yeah,
which is kind of what he was saying. He doesn't get sick.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Right.
I'm already like used to the smell. Well, it smells like old house, I guess. Like, I didn't smell like trash or rotting anything, honestly.
Yeah, no, I don't have any trash in the house. I mean, I do. Like, I mean, there's definitely some trash, but.
You say you don't have any trash in the house?
Well, what I mean is like not designated trash, right? I mean, you could make the argument that like 95% of everything in the house is trash, which Textone you did. I think that you're right.
There's no soap on that pan.
But I'm not trying to actively throw those things away. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I did get steaks and everything. I went to the grocery store yesterday. This is the steaks.
What fat percentage is that?
I don't know.
I mean, like,
who the fuck wants to eat fat?
My ass. That shit good, bro. That shit good.
You don't dry off the pan before you put the butter in?
What's the worst case scenario?
I mean, nothing. It'll evaporate, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just never seen the technique.
You want me to put the moth in there?
Sure.
No, I don't think so.
They threw roaches.
And,
Black mold?
No.
Black mold where?
That shit right there.
Oh no, that's there was a like a possum or something that came in through the light.
Oh yeah, there's a hole.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Hey, we really had a hole like that at my dad's house.
Yeah. Possum didn't come in.
No. My dad shot a possum in the backyard. That shit didn't die.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Here
come in.
is we have the 2 steaks and we'll turn on the burner here. We have 4 people here. Jay, I'll make you a steak as well. And
That must be.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
What was that face you just made, Jay?
Like,
Like, this motherfucker got 4 trash cans. Mom, you're so clean.
my
1,
mom
2,
had
3,
this
4.
strategy. Whenever we ran out of room in the trash can, we just buy a new trash can.
You don't have salt or pepper?
No, I got upstairs.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is really what's going to take the most time. Is cooking up all of the potatoes.
You got my help?
No, you can't. It's just fucking microwave.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking throws it.
Number 1.
Didn't wash it.
Dude, that pan is
That
not.
is fucking so cold.
What do you mean?
It's supposed to, like, make sound when you put it in.
Exactly, and the sound actually sears it to the pan, which makes it harder to clean, which wastes time.
Yeah, stupid.
I'm horror. I'm.
And after I get them both in the pan, stab the shit out of them. Get this one here.
You wanna know how this hasn't been opened in months? Because it's prepped to where if you open it, shit falls out. You see this shit?
He said it's prepped.
I will say, credit where credit's due. This shit smells good.
It does. The potato smells.
That smells stupid good.
And we'll do the other 2 steaks after this. We'll do a little bit more butter. Yeah, that's a drawer full of stuff.
Ooh, birthday candles.
Birthday candles.
Oh yeah, I have a drawer full of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, in fact, I have a little hammer in one of my drawers.
Incense. Probably a bunch of other crazy shit in there. And then I don't know if there's anything in the oven.
Mine closes.
Oh, those are brownies. Those are from like last Valentine's Day. Put those back in there.
Put those back in.
Does your dishwasher work?
No.
You see her face.
Oh, those are brownies. Those are from like last.
I can't. Face.
Dude, this is trying. Oh, I'm getting sick to my stomach watching this, man. No.
Does your dishwasher work?
No.
Okay.
No.
I try to use as few dishes as possible, and that way I don't have to wash them.
Oh, these are fresh cookies.
Yeah, those are actually fresh ones. There's like 10 other boxes in the house, but this is the only fresh box.
There's like 10 other boxes in this.
So I love eating the shit my friends like to eat. That's good. That's a good ass cookie.
It is a good ass fucking cookie. See, look at this fucking steak.
Boiled meat.
Now it's looking better, right? You were getting stressed out, weren't you, Jay?
It doesn't look
He
terrible.
was getting stressed out.
No.
We got one steak right here. What works? Oh, you don't want to use that. Don't use that. Oh, the ice is moldy.
If he's been eating this shit for 30 years, it's probably fine, right?
Yeah, well, that's why he'll be fine.
Alarms?
What?
Smoke alarms.
Okay.
Okay, so I can officially say, growing up, any smoke alarm we did have in the house is where that hole that the possum would have crawled in, because they were ripped off the ceilings, for sure. Like, if there was a fire, we were gonna die.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
You know what? We didn't have to listen to that stupid ass smoke alarm though, so it might have been worth it.
And we've got one more potato after this, and then we'll have everything.
I'll go prepare the table outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we can eat like a family.
Okay.
Do you want like paper towel?
What did you need that for? You're literally wearing pants.
To wipe your hands on?
This is pretty much good to go.
We gotta see what that's gonna do.
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah. You ever like watch a streamer and you're like, oh man, they're probably way different. It's probably just a character.
Nope.
This is crazy to me. This is like, Jay, this is fucking crazy. Bro's lived like this for like 30 years, bro. This is insanity. I can like feel his whole life here. Like I can see where people have been. I can understand the stories that have happened. It's actually fucking wild.
It's nostalgic in a way.
Yeah.
Did you see the crater over here?
That's the way my backyard looked.
Yeah.
Fuck, oh, that's a tennis ball. Damn, bro. Your finger so long it's turned blue.
Yeah.
What the fuck? When you look at these things, you can guess like how long they've been here.
Yep.
And then you come over here, right? And you look under this and you see all the toys. So you'd assume that there's like kids here. And then you realize Asmund's an only child. And these kid toys are just his from like 30 years ago.
Right.
Look at that, little pikes.
So
Pikes
crazy,
yellow
dude.
car.
Yep.
Did you see that decimated barbecue?
Yeah. His friends play with. It's like you can see a whole man's life in one house.
You said this one's mine.
So this house is like a time capsule, but it just never changes.
Wow, it's like we're having a stick.
Full disclosure, I'm just keeping it a buck. The seasoning is burnt to fuck.
Because he didn't turn down the pan. It still smells good.
It does. I'm just keeping it 100%. You know. There you go. Thanks, bro. Well, thank you for the meal, man.
Yeah.
For dinner. This looks great. How do we dress this properly? Like, do we put the
Okay,
steak
so you get the
sauce?
potato right here, cut it right open on the middle. Then I get the salt and pepper.
On the middle.
Yeah. You guys gotta like have some.
Fun fact about A1, it actually never actually goes bad. It just turns into like wine.
It ferments.
That's crazy. That's good as fuck. That's really good as fuck.
Oh,
By
time, real.
It's the A1 sauce, man. It makes anything taste good.
You can put that shit on turd.
It's for pork.
Tastes good.
Yeah,
you got butter and A1?
Yeah, that's it.
Good.
You know what's crazy though? It tastes just like beef jerky.
It does.
Yep, just like beef jerky.
It is beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
That's right.
Yep.
Right.
Like, it is a little dry, but
It's supposed to be dry.
But it's dry, and then the sauce.
Because like if it's
fixes
dry,
it.
that means there's nothing bad, any bad mold or anything like that that's gonna get through.
He's right about that.
If you eat it like this, it feels like you're eating beef jerky.
No. No.
Okay.
it's like just beef jerky.
I mean, shit, it makes sense. You
I'm gonna
find
say,
your
man, I've
recipe
eaten
for what
those
I'm
steaks
assuming is
before.
over,
Oh, yeah, they're
you
not
know,
wrong with them.
12,
oh, yeah.
13 years.
Not like
Chop
that.
them babies up, throw them in a tacos.
There's no way
something.
some guy's gonna sit there and eat shit for 12 years.
Yep, I
That's
thought we were
good as
living
Yeah.
tough, high in the hog eating those steaks at one
Assume
time.
not.
Oh yeah.
There are people that go to Whataburger regularly.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
I expected
Yeah,
it
it's
to
not-
be a little
Whataburger's
bit more
crap.
Yeah.
bland. Like, not
Same
like
with
in
Fuddruckers.
an edible
Yeah.
way, but, I mean, it has a lot of flavor.
That's what putting a bunch of seasoning on it does. I'm also, I'm not a big eater, right? So
Look at how he's.
it's like
Okay,
for most
Yeah.
people,
let's pay
it's not
attention
a
to the
lot.
forecast
Like,
here, okay?
in an edible way,
Let's
but,
just
I mean, it
see
has a lot of flavor.
what
That's what
awkwardness
putting
is.
a
Look at
bunch of
okay, the
seasoning
way he's
on
holding
does.
it there.
I'm also,
Okay.
I'm not a
Look
big
at how he's
eater,
turning
right?
it.
So
That's very
it's like
interesting.
for most people, it's not a lot of food, but for me, it's perfect.
You ever want me to?
It's like he
clean, a room or something?
hasn't.
What?
It's kind of like Asma might be a robot, and he missed the part, the download for how to operate a fork.
The
a utensil.
fingernails are what get me, man.
It's interesting.
Yeah, his finger.
You
Did
want
you
me
see
to
the
pick up a little
fingernails?
bit
I know.
sometime or no? For what? Just in case, you know. See how it feels.
I know. I can't stand having fingernails.
No, I can't.
I get why you don't move.
Yeah.
You can tell there's like a lot of stories here.
Yeah.
Every hole in the wall tells a story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes.
I get that.
Look, I ate the whole thing.
Oh, good, right?
I ate the whole thing.
What do you think?
Dude, that's the
That was
best part.
good.
The skin. Well, it's the unwashed skin, huh?
No.
They hit cut your ass in half, though. Jesus.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Right on the tip. You got the shit. What'd you
Wait,
do?
that's some good aim. Yeah, he hit it, but it didn't skewer.
Oh yeah, you got it, bro. Clean through. Yeah, there it is. There's the mortal wound. That's just dead as fuck. It also smells terrible. You smell that? Smell that. That smells like somebody shit in that ball, bro. What the fuck?
Oh god, that's so. Oi. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's got like chicken wire.
It used to be so nice. I used to wake up at 11 p.m., go to Wendy's at midnight, eat food, pass out on this mattress, wake up at 2 a.m., and stream all fucking night. See?
You look like you want to try it, Techie.
Nah, I feel like I'm gonna break that shit. I'm too fat. I won't bounce, bro. That's your magic
That's
cards?
crazy. This is nuts.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Extension cord, dude. That's great. The extension cord going up the
Yeah,
staircase
right.
there
Oh, yeah.
because the breakers are blown and
There was
some are just
plenty of
jacked.
those at your dad's house all over the place.
All over the place. Had to.
Yeah.
Only like 4 outlets in the whole house
crazy.
worked.
I have a lot
Yeah.
more, but
But he's a multi-millionaire. Like,
Yeah.
how-
Here
the
are
dishwasher
these.
don't work,
That's
man.
sacred
Come on
furniture.
now.
That's like $30. Yeah, damn, some rare shit.
Oi.
Oh, slivers too. Oh, dark steel colossus. That's my buddy's favorite card in the game. That's the good shit though. I'm telling you, if you play
That's
Magic
OG,
and you say,
dude.
"Oh, it's too expensive," bro, just write the fucking name on the card.
What does it say?
Stomping ground. Yeah, you need 4 of them things.
Yeah.
Bro, this card is obnoxious. Sensei's divining top. How to make a 5-minute game turn into a 30-minute game. Holy shit, it adds so much extra time every turn. Yeah, that's cool. You're not playing like cringe decks. You're just playing like good decks. You ever do local tourneys?
I got enough DCI points. I have my DCI card over there, actually.
Oh, what the hell?
And I got enough points to compete in local tournaments, and then I stopped playing.
Does this shit look dorky or does
Met
this
the
shit
goal.
look cool?
Crazy.
I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I'm gonna be honest.
Too much.
I mean, I know how to play card games. I played like Hearthstone and Runeterra.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's like better. What do you think your rarest card is that you remember?
I don't know. Like, I'm sure I have like some like really, really old rare cards because like, so I went and I memorized the price of every single card. And then
Not
I would
obsessive
go,
at all.
I would
No.
like tell people at school, like, I'll buy all of your cards, like wholesale.
Yeah.
And like 2 cards would be worth like $20. And I'll be like, I'll give you $20 for the whole thing. And they're like, oh, okay, sure. 'Cause they don't have that. And so that's where I got a lot of these cards.
Damn,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Vampiric Dragon. And the OG Rith the Awakener.
Yeah, you can just look at the back of the cards.
Crazy.
Those are
That's the
cool.
old way they used to print out multicolor too. Because now it more so looks like this. Yeah, the OG shit looked like murky and fucked up.
Yeah, he's probably got a lot of money in
nice. Do you care? Oh, cool.
You care?
I don't know, man.
Damn. How long ago was this? That's sick.
Excuse me.
Fuck, I love magic.
What did he say? How long ago? 2002, I think he said.
Something like that. Man, that's crazy.
How long ago was this?
Over 10 years ago.
Okay.
That's sick. Fuck, I love magic. What was in the file cabinet? I haven't seen one of them things in 20 years.
My mom's tax documents from 1996.
Let's check them out. I wonder, are we the out of touch ones? Like, what if
No, I think you are, because my dad had a filing cabinet like that in the garage.
I mean,
For sure.
look around you. Like, what the fuck is that?
Wait, what, that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there were ants, right? Because if you look at, like, all the gray stuff, that's ready-made concrete that I put up in there so the ants don't get through.
This is like a support beam, right?
Yeah.
What in the redneck? Was that like?
I don't know.
Can you show us you laying down in the nest? Like how you would, like, if today sucks, how you would roll yourself up in the nest?
Yeah,
I was
literally just
sitting
doing
over there.
So I have this. This blanket, by the way, is Mitch Jones' blanket. That's actually his ex-girlfriend's pillow. So yeah, I get right in here, and then sometimes I can get some more of these. Like, so if it's like really cold, then I can put as much of this on as I want.
Yeah, why use
I
it
used to
here?
have a cardboard box, but then I got rid of it because I got a new monitor.
You telling me that's not the fucking life? How can you have a bad day?
Look at that pillow, dude. We got 1,000 of those in my house.
Right.
It's very
you know,
cozy. You know, it looks
that's it,
bad
man.
or
Look at the
whatever.
thing.
It doesn't
Dude,
matter.
100%.
Who gives a fuck? It's good.
I'm jealous, bro. I think we're the ones doing it wrong.
There's something to that, though.
I mean, have you seen my room? I basically have that.
No,
Just
it's
sell the
not
food-
even.
minus
It's
the
not
food
even half as
containers.
good as
No,
yours.
yeah. I can understand
Doesn't
some of it.
matter.
Like, he knows what
Who
makes
gives
him
a
happy.
fuck?
But
It's good.
There's so many
still-
memories
I
built
think
into
we're
this
the ones
stuff.
doing it wrong.
Makes my
I mean,
skin
have you
crawl,
seen my
man.
room? I basically have that.
No, it's not even half as good as
I mean, you know me.
Yeah, nah.
It would be
It's very
difficult for me to
comforting
sit
in this
down there.
house.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what it used to feel like when I was like in 8th grade, and I go to my buddy Trevor's house, and like it was just like I felt like I was going over to another
World.
real human being's house.
Right.
Everybody in the house was fucking smoking.
Yeah.
Did this house used to smell like smoke all the time?
My mom smoked every single day.
Yep.
In the house. She smoked a lot.
Yeah. So my buddy, that's how
me too.
I'll be real. That's how I got back into smoking. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. I miss it, but I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I used to be a smoker. Were you ever a smoker?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? How would you rate? Would you live here?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, this house kind of reminds me of the house I had in Kansas when I lived alone, like, similar layout. My house was fucking empty because I didn't buy furniture, because why would I buy furniture? I'm just on my computer all day.
Well, I mean, like, I look at it as hunting. You know, like, if you see a buffalo, you want to get that buffalo, right?
But you're just picking stuff up off the street that's like a gathering instinct.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would never buy furniture. That's stupid.
It's crazy, man.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck you thinking?
Something else.
It's the same concept. Why would I get a couch off the street if I'm just gonna be at my
So
computer
gross.
in my
I
bed?
can't.
I love that
No
salt
way.
shaker just in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh, I was looking at that earlier.
Oh, yeah, it's full of salt.
There's a video I poured salt on my head. They added a storm out into WoW, and I poured salt on my head because I was mad about it.
Damn.
It's unopened.
The world of streamers, man. I don't
This is about what I
understand.
do. Let's see.
It's very
Is
interesting.
there anything else interesting here? Oh, I have my
It's
cat
cool.
ears.
It's like a study in
Oh, this
obsessive
is that
compulsive
jacket
disorder.
Amy got me. I just put that over here. I think that's pretty much all
He
my
keeps it.
stuff. As you can see,
He keeps
I do
it
not
not
live in a
because he
crack
wears
house.
it or
I
he
live in a
wants it,
crack
but
home.
because it was a gift.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
Oh.
I feel like I've gone back in time by like 20, 30 years. Because like other houses, they don't feel like this at all. I said it earlier as a joke, but it actually feels like a time capsule of like how shit used to be like 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's true.
I never replaced the TV, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that too.
You guys had fun?
Honestly.
I had a lot of fun.
Did you guys sign the
That's
disclosure
crazy.
thing about like if you get a disease or anything like that, it's not my responsibility?
I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry guys, this is probably gonna be the last video Emmer's ever in.
All right.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, thanks for showing us your house, man.
Crazy.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they do another one where they go to IKEA to go pick out some furniture. It's hilarious. Because he doesn't go out, obviously. Right. He goes to IKEA and eats the Swedish meatballs.
Well.
So, anyway, it's pretty interesting because it really does remind me of like just a normal white trash motherfucker like me or anybody else.
Yep.
Except I'm like, I have to take it. I take it another way now.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's kind of how I grew up. You kind of think nothing's wrong with it. Like I said, we weren't like dirty.
No.
But cluttered.
That's dirty.
100% cluttered.
Yeah, we were very cluttery. Yeah. And then, there is something to say, like, the dinge does seek in when you're cluttery like that.
Yeah, but like having to work, like if you're cooking, like we had a stove, but it didn't work.
All right.
So we had an electric freaking cooktop that we used next to the stove, right? And then like the oven didn't work, right? Because the gas had to get shut off because there's a leak in the wall.
Right.
So then, you have this other, roaster pan thing, which you saw that in his kitchen there sitting on a trash can or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Like we had one of those because of that,
Yep.
Like, we had the fridge plugged into the garage because it was one of the only outlets that worked in the house, and because my dad's guitar amps blew the other.
You're getting a cycle.
It's just like we have windows boarded up, blankets over windows, it's just like it is what it is.
That's it.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Blast from the past.
Yeah. It's a trip. Hey, look, that's what's that right there. It's that Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Talking about blast from the past.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm glad they didn't bottle that stuff when I drank it. Thank God, dude.
You'd be dead.
I'd be dead, yeah. Like I had to drive a ways to go to Taco Bell to get it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Oh, my.
You can leave on that video right there.
Yeah.
Yummy. All right.
Man, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. That's why I saw that. Made me hungry.
Well, if you made it this far and we didn't bore you to death with the Asmongold stuff, we appreciate you getting to the end.
For sure.
And questions, comments, please. blacksmithandthetechguy@gmail.com. Send us a email if you'd like. If you don't want to put a comment on the video, we're always open to ideas and all kinds of good stuff. So if you think we heard it, give us a like, give us a sub, and if not, then go to hell.
You can give us a dislike. Okay.
Yeah, give us a dislike.
Leave a comment so I can comment back. It's fun.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
See y'all later.
Have a good one. See you next week.
Peace.